Yo, how is it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Down podcast. It has been a while, but we are hopefully back and better than ever. Obviously, the Bears are not doing too great right now, but I might as well introduce myself to some new listeners that could possibly be tuning in today. My name is Chris. I'm a big Bears fan. For those of you who have been listening for a while, you guys know I haven't recorded an episode with my co-hosts who will not be joining me today, but hopefully will be in the future. Parth and Jaylen, they didn't know I was recording. I got an opportunity to, and I decided to pounce on it. But I'm Chris. I have a Bears fan page on Instagram at @DashIBearsNews, which I'm sure a lot of you guys follow. I just wanted to come on today in the middle of what seems like a forest fire for the Bears season, just to give a little bit of my thoughts today in this episode. Normally, most of our episodes that we record are pretty scripted. We talk about specific things. I haven't recorded an episode since the end of the off season, so I just wanted to come on and share my thoughts with you guys about this. If you do want to know more and follow the podcast more, we're going to start putting it on Spotify soon. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Bear Down, and you can also follow all of our fan pages, me and my co-hosts. They're also in the description. So we are going to be talking today just about the Bears season. They just lost to the Eagles a couple days ago. Their 2019 record is 3-5, something of which none of us expected coming into this year. Our next game's up against the Detroit Lions this week. I'm not feeling too confident about that, even though this is a game that will be at home. But let's just talk about how this season has gone so far. Mitchell Trubisky, everyone thought he was going to take a huge step coming into year 3, including myself. We thought he was going to be performing at an elite level, showing some consistency that he hadn't shown. And throughout this season, it has become very evident to me and a lot of other Bears fans that he has regressed, if not been the same, if not gotten better. He has quite literally regressed. He has 5 passing touchdowns through, I think, 6 or 7 games that he's played. Obviously, he dislocated his shoulder, was out, I think, for a week or two, and then the bye week. He's thrown 5 touchdowns this entire season, has been antsy in the pocket the entire season, and you can kind of just tell that Matt Nagy does not trust Mitchell Trubisky. Throughout the year, the play calling has been very sloppy. I think in the beginning of the year, it started off very much pass-heavy, and I don't blame it for being pass-heavy. You want to get the ball down the field, but when Trubisky's throwing the ball more laterally than he is vertically, when he's checking down and throwing screen passes throughout games, it doesn't really mean much. I think Nagy is trying to make Trubisky a pocket passer, and we all know, based off last year, that Trubisky is better when he uses his feet, when he gets outside the pocket to make throws, when he scrambles. That's the Mitchell Trubisky we all like to see, and that has not been Trubisky this year at all. He has been antsy in the pocket. He has only made a couple of reads on some plays, and he's shown some flashes. He's made some good throws. He has not gotten outside of the pocket close to as much as he's wanted to, and his offensive line has not helped him. Charles Leno has not been playing too good. Kyle Long obviously is on IR, and his future as a Bear is not looking too great. Cody Whitehair and James Daniels have been fine now, but in the beginning of the season they were a bit shaky. It's been a mess, honestly, and frankly the play calling has also been terrible. I talked about it being pass heavy. The last couple of weeks we've gotten David Montgomery the ball more, and oh my, am I glad he is in Chicago. He is a special talent. I am so glad to have David Montgomery here, and I think he'll be here for the foreseeable future. But as far as this season goes, I wouldn't completely toss it out the window because we still have some stuff to prove, and we can still see some players step up and do some big things. But I would say our chances of making the playoffs are slim to none, and it's disappointing. I came into this year with such high expectations, and I was well off. So heading into next year, I do think the quarterback situation needs to be fixed. We'll talk more about that in the coming weeks when we get some more episodes recorded. I think the play calling, I think that needs to be looked under a microscope as well. Do we hand the play calling off to someone like a Mark Helfrich? Should Nagy be the one calling more plays? Personally, I think Nagy I think the play calling will be fixed once we do get a new quarterback. I think Nagy can, if we do get a new quarterback, I think Nagy can open up the playbook a little bit more. I do think Trubisky should finish out this season. If his play continues to be horrible, you might as well bench him, honestly. I mean, Chase Daniel can come in here. He can make some throws. I've been Trubisky's biggest advocate for years. He's always said the right things. He's been a hard worker, and I've loved the guy's passion for football, being an athlete myself. But it's tough, man, when he's overthrowing receivers, when he's making throws off his back foot in a clean pocket. And I talked about it earlier, when he's getting antsy and only making one read a play and trying to force balls. I'm sick and tired of it, and I think the Bears need to move on this offseason. The play calling's been atrocious throughout the year. I think it's gotten a little bit better. And as far as the defense goes, I don't blame the defense for not playing well and stepping up in some big moments. I do know that this defense is elite. I am glad Chuck Pagano is in Chicago, and I want him to stick around, and I want all of our defensive players to stick around. You can tell how much this team misses Akeem Hicks, and you really can't blame the defense when they're on the field for a majority of the game, in every game, because this offense can't do anything. We've got one of the best ranked defenses in the league. I think we have the best defense in the league, and I think we might as well have quite literally the worst offense in the league. So there's going to be a lot that falls on Ryan Pace's shoulders this offseason. I really hope that he moves on from Trubisky and gets a replacement. If not, at least brings in some competition, because I know Pace traded up for Trubisky, and it might be one of the worst moves of all time in NFL history, but at some point you got to realize that this is our Super Bowl window, and there's a gaping hole at the top of our roster, and that's at the quarterback position. So we'll see what happens this offseason. We're going to talk about it more in the coming weeks. We're going to get Parth and Jaylen on here. We're going to get it back up and rolling again. But that is pretty much it for me now. I'm not sure if we're going to get on a regular schedule of talking before every game, but we're going to be posting a lot, talking about specific things, and we're going to get back at it. So if you guys did enjoy this episode of the podcast, just a mini one for you guys today, talking about the beginning of this season, do me a favor and smash a like on this video, and be sure to subscribe. We're going to get going, hopefully, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, up and rolling soon. And, yeah, that'll pretty much do it for me. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BearDown. You can also follow my fan page at Dashai Bears News on Instagram for a ton more Bears coverage, as well as our other co-hosts' fan pages, which are in the description. That'll pretty much do it for me, guys. Keep it going, Chicago. Stay positive, and bear down. Peace.